Sup, party people? I'm your nostalgia chick, and you know what I think is all that in a bag of chips? I just can't do this. 90s, come here. We need to talk. You know, sometimes I am genuinely nostalgic for you 90s. Sometimes there's a lot of fun stuff going on, but sometimes you just disappoint me. So let's talk about She's All That. Today's subject, the archetypal late 90s teen movie. In this case, an ugly duckling story that tells us that even the chubby among us were the most plain... yeah. What a land whale. Okay, She's All That. Instantly dated by the virtue of its title.
Yeah, she's all that.
Yeah, I think all that was over a good 5 years before this movie came out, you guys. The film is about poor little rich boy and king of all things Freddie Prinze Jr., who was apparently worshipped here at Shallow Nepotism High.
Chapman, Connie.
He spoke to me.
He called you Connie.
So?
Your name is Melissa.
Oh, I forgot about that. After getting dumped by his bitchy girlfriend, Freddie makes a bet with Paul Walker about whose acting career would last longer. I mean, that he could take any girl and make her the prom queen. Paul Walker chooses the most hideously ugly, pockmarked butter troll in town, and that's pretty much the plot. Freddie's quest to take Rachel Lee Cook, make her loved by all, and turn this hideous, schlebby, grotesque ball of clay into a swan. Where to begin? How do you turn poor, frumpy, uggo Rachel Lee Cook into the most popular girl in school?
Gentlemen, we have a winner.
She fell down. Yeah, how do you work with that? She's got a ponytail and glasses and paint. Hey, this movie steals jokes and stuff, so can I. Another unappealing thing about this movie, it really doesn't seem to like any of its characters, and that comes through in all of them, from the baseless bitchiness of Lainey to the vapid hollowness that is Freddie Prinze Jr., to their tepid dearth of chemistry. You know it's bad when the movie that parodies you has more likable characters. By a lot.
Janie Briggs, please report to the office. Janie Briggs, please report to the office.
So this is supposed to be a movie about inner beauty, right? So what do you do when your main character is unpleasant, judgmental, and mean?
Her eyes are really beautiful.
Man, if that's not a transparent rape warning, I don't know what is.
You really broke out the big guns with that one, didn't you?
Dude, what's wrong with you? If I'd had some guy say that to me when I was in high school, I mean, not that I was an awkward dork or anything.
This entire movement in the 20s is called surreal.
I hate that movement, it's so overrated. So that's why you're angry at him. I guess surrealism pisses me off too. But what about the romantic movement, eh? We're supposed to like her because she's an artist, because artist equals deep.
I read about this riot in Mogadishu. This represents the pain of that.
Although in this case, mostly it just means she's pretty pretentious. Even her art teacher is not a fan of the pretense.
That's wonderful, Lainey.
Check out that water.
Do you know how many gallons of chemicals are dumped into the oceans each year?
Damn it, where did I put that tiny violin? Gotta try to prove. But wait, there's a performance art scene.
My soul is an island. My car is a Ford.
I want to be like Mike.
Moo with me! So this scene, God, this scene. People can throw random oblique shit against the wall in the name of performance art, and other people will find it brilliant, which, let's face it, is sometimes true.
Be silent. Be still.
But apparently every time some new person comes in, we drag them on stage. New blood enters this place that infrequently.
Jackie sack.
Nobody told you to performance art, sir. Oh no, the heartbeat. A bad student film is starting. What's funny here is he gets it. He gets how hollow and meaningless this is, and that he gets up on stage and that there's nothing that he could say that was wrong.
Sooner or later, it has to drop.
Linguini bending. Linguini bending. Linguini can't take pressure. But Lainey's got it so tough, you say. The art comes from her crippling poverty. Look at her horrible, run-down double-wide. Well, she's got an oppressed gay friend.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe Zach really likes you?
That the movie refuses to admit is gay, and that she's really controlling and judgmental over her.
What happened to dropping 10 pounds before graduation?
I'm looking into
Jesse,
it.
do not eat.
And he's fat. Let's move on to Freddie Prinze Jr., who's even harder to give a shit about, despite him out-90sing her by millennia.
I was busy.
Yeah, busy wigging.
Wiggin. Did anyone ever actually say Wiggin?
Excuse me, I did not wig.
There was major wiggage.
Well, it might have been better if there was a wig. Those hair extensions are just not working. Okay, his main tension throughout the entire movie, besides will he succeed in this wholly banal bet, is which Ivy League should he choose? Yeah. Where did I put that tiny violin? World's very tiniest. Oh! That's not tiny at all.
You're wearing your glasses again! We have discussed this!
No.
Oh, come on! The pigtails are bad enough! They frame your face so horribly!
See, this is why I try to avoid movies with makeover narratives.
There are 2,000 girls in this school, and I could bump monkeys with every one of them.
Okay, I know no one ever said bump monkeys, unless maybe they were talking about literal monkeys. Unlike many 90s movies, there's this weird indictment against the popular crowd. Hell, this movie makes the Daria approach to popular people look subtle.
Job. That one behind the tiger, she was new and cute, so she became like popular overnight.
I am a goddamn legacy, all right? And besides, not to be a bitch, but who's gonna beat Taylor Vaughn?
Is it just me, or does nobody hear how bad the sound mix is in this movie? I mean, it's like...
What about the way popular people are treated in this movie? What does it have against them? They're well liked, they have good skin, they have good fashion sense. This is discrimination. I am going to start a popular people's anti-defamation league. This kind of discrimination has gone on for far too long.
But what about Rachel Lee Cook and her horrible, unkempt, grotesque eyebrows?
Did you ever watch Sesame Street? Uh-huh. You know Bert?
I was going to say something about those eyebrows, but I have more important things to do now. I have to go.
Well, the makeover narrative is one of the main thrusts of this movie, which is extremely problematic because, well, the ugly girl is Rachel Lee Cook. Her already perfect body, her flawless features. Troll. See, Freddy's ex dumped him for some guy whose claim to fame was being on The Real World.
Okay, Brock is from The Real World.
Oh, remember when The Real World and Road Rules were like pretty much it? Before reality shows had like 6 Emmy categories? And oh, honey, don't get me started on the MTV tie-in.
Dyslexic volleyball guy? Yeah, they kicked him out of the house.
And he was up enough on his Real World to know that, but not enough to know what from The Real World meant.
Brock is from The Real World.
What, like Rashida?
As much shameless product placement is in this movie really seems to hate the real world as much as it promotes it. It really plays up the idea of reality star as talentless, self-absorbed, egomaniacal non-celebrity before that was even really a thing.
Watch it. Like a Brando on it. Watch it. Very Brando.
Or perhaps it's like the Jersey Shore and they wanted you to hate it all along. There's a scene towards the middle of the movie where Lainey makes her makeover debut, which of course ends in tears when Taylor, Freddy's ex, makes her attack.
What the hell are you doing here?
Have we met? No, seriously, have we ever exchanged words before?
Isn't your dad my pool man?
Well, he's a very successful pool man with his $1 million house smack in the middle of LA.
Thank you. For a minute there, I forgot why I avoided places like this and people like you.
Problem. We never find out what the hell Lainey's damage is. She's burned, but we never find out by what. Lainey's just a bitter, angry misanthrope whose only curse is bad hair extensions and being surrounded by haughty popular people.
Was this some kind of dork outreach program?
No. Are you always like this?
No.
Did she have a stutter when she was younger? Did she used to be fat and then she lost a lot of weight really quickly? That might explain why she's wearing that Mormon one piece during that beach scene that goes nowhere. Right after the party scene, regardless of how bad it is, it looks like she's sticking with her new look, contacts and all. And before she knows it, she's been nominated for the prom queen, and everybody's wearing glasses, despite the fact that Lainey is no longer queen.
But who's about to be prom queen? Lainey. Well, Taylor used to be the thing, but now she's not. Lainey's going for prom queen and Taylor's hot. But we don't give a damn about Taylor Vaughn.
Oh, no. You are not freestyling about who's gonna be the prom queen.
Yeah, she's all that.
And a bag of chips. Not a whole lot happens between the makeover scene and the prom scene. Just further elaboration on trying to make us give a shit about Freddy's problems.
It's not that easy, Dad.
Where the hell is that tiny violin? Oh, it's not tiny enough. Aha! My daddy wants me to go to Dartmouth, but I think I might want to go to Yale. My life is really hard. There's even a pube eating scene where some bullies try to make Lainey's brother eat pubes, and instead Freddy forces a bully to eat his own pubes. I guess this was for the boys in the audience.
Hoover it.
Hey, what kind of bully are you? It's Freddie Prinze Jr.
I have the 4th highest GPA in our class.
What's he gonna do, challenge you to the Scholars Bowl? Actually, my favorite thing in the scene here is at the very end with Taylor's bitch vote for me poster in the background there. I'm a bitch, vote for me.
Fresh ground pepper?
Whoa, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Just random cameo with no explanation. Stupid.
Oh Christ, death to all cameos. God.
I know, right?
Cameos are totally lame.
Like every high school movie, this one ends in the most important moment of your life, prom. Though this movie is a little more infamous for its spontaneous choreographed dance scene. Apparently after the movie was done, they realized it was a bit off that everybody knew the same dance, so they added shots of Usher shouting out instructions for the dancers.
Alright, ladies, shake it!
Movie, this doesn't really improve the realism.
Punch it!
That's called the punch it!
Fellas, take it!
That's called the take it! You made the movie you made. Don't try to justify it by having Usher shout instructions from an ethereal booth of Deej. This is totally realistic. Totally. Meanwhile, I guess Laney's art got less pretentious.
Whatever's responsible for this change, don't let it go.
It's a man, it's a man, it's a man, 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 it's a man. Meanwhile, Paul Walker is convinced that he's going to deflower Laney this night, and this is important to him now for some reason.
Man, I'm this close to closing the deal. She's eating up every word I say.
Laney's big fat friend finds out about this and runs off to warn Zach.
Zach!
But not Laney. It's like the final tension here at the movie is like Race to Defend the Hymen.
Yeah, do you have a Dean Sampson registering room 409?
You don't understand, I respect her!
There are 2,000 girls in this school, and I could bum monkeys with every one of them.
Well, it's all moot. Laney deafens him in a scene that we don't even get to see.
You push a little button and it makes a noise like a foghorn. You can hear it about half a mile away. I put it up to his ear.
So, attempted rape or good old-fashioned overreaction? I guess we'll never know. They forgive each other over the whole bet thing and presumably hook up. The chemistry boils like a stagnant puddle, and the scene ends on what might be the worst movie-to-movie analogy ever.
I feel just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. You know, except for that whole hooker thing.
Number 1, you two are from the exact same income bracket. Number 2, he rescued you from nothing. Number 3, no. I feel like William Wallace in Braveheart. Well, except for that whole being played by Mel Gibson thing.
Be silent. Be still. Be silent.
Zach.
What?
This isn't gonna work. And it's not till the last possible second that we find out the terms of that bit, which... again, I guess must be for the boys in the audience.
Zachary Silent. What?
They're calling me.
You'll never hear again. I feel like the other side of the coin to this movie is Daria, which is also about a bitter misanthrope, but it approaches it in a much better way.
Daria, you can't possibly have some ethical issue with wearing contacts.
How about thinking people should accept me for who I am without my having to change?
Though there is this one episode where she decides to get contacts and finds out that people treat her differently without the glasses, and that maybe she does care about the way she looks after all.
Suppose you were well known for not caring what other people think of you, and then suddenly you did something that showed maybe you do care a little about what other people think of you. Would that invalidate everything you've done and said up to then and make you a hypocrite?
Daria, you're giving me a headache!
In the end, she decides to stick with the glasses because she feels more comfortable with them.
So to hell with them and what they think of you and your glasses.
And you like that Daria better than the Daria who cares about her looks.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Why settle for vanity when you can have pure egotism?
That's what rubs me the wrong way about She's All That, besides the lazy writing and the bad sound mix I didn't really mention. But trust me, it's bad. The only reason conformity would make Laney happier, which apparently it does, is because she was insecure and unhappy in the first place. Why else would she dress like that? Why else shun people? Are all nerdy introverts implicitly secretly unhappy? Which, let's say she was. Do all nerds and outcasts necessarily need a goddamn makeover in order to realize how unhappy they were? Conform, damn it! You'll never realize how unhappy you were until you get all pretty and get in with the rich, cool kids. Those introvert tendencies will just melt away. And that's where Daria, the teenage misanthrope, works, where Laney does not. Daria knows what she's about, and that's why Daria just doesn't need a makeover.
I beg to differ!
Oh, how's your anti-defamation league going?
People aren't taking me seriously.
Oh, I wonder why.
It's almost as if popular people are so privileged that they don't need an anti-defamation league.
Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of with Daria on this one. Well, for obvious reasons. But you know what? It's like, it already takes the already looks-obsessed youth culture and
you don't know the first thing about femininity.
Yeah, I do.
And you call yourself the chick? You don't even review chick flicks. When was the last time you reviewed a chick flick? You don't even know what they are.
Yes, I do. I know all the Meg Ryan movies.
Oh, Meg Ryan with her oversized sweaters and her slacks and those blazers and the mustache hair.
That's why people like her. Women relate to her. They like see themselves in her annoying shrill voice. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do all the Meg Ryan movies. I'm gonna review nothing but Meg Ryan movies for a period of time, indefinite.
Well, then I think my work here is done. What?
Well, I guess I better get stuck. Now I can't see.